Okay, it's time for part 2 where I actually review the model, and here it is. So this is the Jonny raiden Zaku 2 version 2.0, and it looks really nice. Quick 360 right there. And let's start the review with colors. For colors, it's like a faded red. It's not really a really bold red. And I can probably pull out an example of what normal red would look like. Happen to my Synology here. It's like this. That's like a normal darker red, and this is like a faded red here. You can tell the difference. So yeah, and then it has like a brownish black. It's not like pure black or glossy black. It's kind of it's black with a brownish tint to it. And then got actual black here, orange, yellowish orange. Let's see. Then a darker gray for the inner frame. And then we got metallic red here for the sticker. I think that's about it for colors, actually. And then for the stickers, there's actually 5 stickers. Metallic red red circles right inside of each of the elbow circle things, inside and out of the arm, and then that one red sticker I mentioned earlier. I used the Gundam marker to paint the mono eye pink. I used the fluorescent pink, I think it was a thin tip Gundam marker. That was a pretty good job. And that's it. Okay, so moving on to articulation. It's pretty good. Well, actually, it's worse than your average Zaku 2 version 2.0, but I still think it's pretty good. Anyways, the head can rotate. Let's see. You can rotate 360 if you want it to, but I don't think it's supposed to. The head can go up and down. Let me fix that really quick. I kind of messed something up here. There we go. Oh, that's what I messed up here. Alright, there you go. And then the head can go up and down, side to side, and all around. And then there's a little system set up, so when you turn the head, the mono eye moves like so. So it goes side to side. Looks like he's looking at you from the side. And that's it for that. The arms can go forward this much and then backwards a little. They go in and out of the body quite a bit if you move around the shoulder armor like that much. And then both pieces of shoulder armor have a similar system. It's probably easier to see with this one, where it's on this double hinge where it attaches these to the armor here by a hinge, so it can go like that, and then another hinge here, so it can move around and such. And then this hinge is on a ball joint, which can rotate and wiggle, so it can do all sorts of crazy things for I don't know what reason. So it's pretty posable. Same for here. Do all sorts of crazy stuff. Arm rotates below the shoulder. Bend at the elbow for this much of a bend. The wrist is on a ball joint, so it can rotate and wiggle. I think there's a little joint here, so it can wiggle too. So a little bit of a wrist articulation bit. There is that hinge on the hand, but it's covered up, so it can only go inwards. So it can do the something pose, the broken wrist pose, I guess, because it kind of looks like one. These are the average 2.0 fingers with ball jointed thumb and ball jointed index, and 3 ball joints for the other 3 fingers, and then the forefingers have a second joint so they can bend at a second point, just like the real grade, which I'm still waiting for. So yeah, that's it for the arms. The cockpit hatch can open, and you just kind of push it upwards, and there you can see Jonny in there. And I'll show you what you can do with the cockpit as one of the gimmicks in part 3. Let's see. The waist can go side to side thanks to all of this armor and the energy cables. It can't really move a whole lot. You can go forward and back a little, and that's it. The waist armor can move in several segments. There's like the front skirts, the side skirts, quote unquote again, and the back. So these are attached to the front crotch area, so they can just go up and down and side to side a little, and then wiggle because they're on ball joints. These guys can move because they're on like this hinge ball joint system. So if I can just get it into place, they can go up and down a little, and then forwards and back from the body, like so. So they can make way for the body to move around and make a little bit more dynamic poses. And then these rear armor can go up and down. And that's really about it. Because I almost completely forgot, the backpack does have some articulation. There's just little flaps that go in and out from the backpack, and then thrusters can go up and down just a little. But that's it. Okay, so the legs are on pegs are pegged into the waist by this extra segment. I don't really know how to describe it. So the legs can go forwards quite a bit, can go backwards a bit, go in and out of the body a decent amount, and just put all that down. And then the legs can rotate above the thigh and lose a crap load of armor. That works. Put that back on really quick. There you go. And then they can bend twice at the knee, but since there's all this really bulky armor here, they can only really bend this much. And I'll show you in part 3 once again that you can bend just a little bit more if you take off some of the armor, that you can reveal more complex stuff. Okay, so moving on. There are these little flaps at the bottom of the legs that can move. All of them can. And all the thrusters can wiggle-ish. And then for the feet, you can go forwards, back a little, side to side, quite a decent amount. And then there's another joint inside of the leg where the foot attaches, so I can go side to side, forward and back a little bit more. And then the toe can go forward, so it can go like that for like kneeling poses or such, even though he won't be able to pull it off anyway. You can rotate about this far to the side before it loses armor, because it's not supposed to rotate. And I think that's actually about it for articulation. It's probably not the greatest articulation for 2.0, but then again, it's more heavily armored in the legs, so it'd probably be much more posable, but I chose this for a reason, which I'll explain in part 3. So that's it for part 2, and part 3 will be weapons, accessories, gimmicks, and final thoughts.